Hey my loves, if you'd like to see how I turned this extra large dress that I got from the Thrift into this beautiful two-piece set inspired by Opoly, then continue watching.
You're watching your girl Aya V right here on YouTube.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Aya V and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you how I turned this extra large dress that I got from the Thrift into this really beautiful two-piece skirt set inspired by Opoly. In the meantime, stay tuned and take a listen to Real-Time Aya, who will explain what we need. Hey guys, this is probably ready for me to come to you guys to say, hey, so as you can see, this is a lot of material, and I just wanted to quickly start by letting you guys know what you will need. I will sit on the material to let you guys know. It's very different filming like this, but of course you're gonna need your pins. So I have that here. You will need scissors for the cutting of the material. You will need elastic for the waistband. What I'm making today is, like I said before, a two-piece set. It's going to be a cute like pencil skirt with the matching crop top. It's gonna look sexy. You'll see it all come together. You already have at this point, and you're now wanting to see how to make it. So you will need the elastic band for the waist. What you need also is a seam ripper, or if you don't have a seam ripper, get a razor blade, and you need this literally just to undo the seams. You will need a safety pin to pull the elastic through the waistband. We'll get to that later. And then of course you will need a sewing machine, or if you want to sew by hand, you'll need your thread and your needle. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and take off the top part of this dress because I will use that as the top. So stay tuned while I do that. Now that that's done, I'm going to use the Opoly skirt that I am inspired by. Like I said, I have a set. I'm going to use the skirt to go ahead and outline what I will be cutting out, and I also want to make sure to give about 1 to 2 inches of seam allowance. So you'll notice that I'm not going to cut right where the skirt is. I'm going to cut a little further out so that I have that seam allowance just in case there's not enough stretch. Thankfully, the material that I chose was identical to the material used for the Opoly skirt, so I'm super happy that I didn't have to sew too much further out, and it turned out really great, as you will see as the video progresses. Now that's done, we have traced the skirt, and we also have the top, which is kind of blending in, but here it goes. Here's the top that I removed with the seam ripper. Hey, it's me. So this is another day. Why I have another outfit on and why it seems bright outside. It's daytime. When I originally started to do this, it was nighttime, and I didn't finish, so I'm coming back. I just wanted to show you guys the top, and this is after I used the seam ripper to take it off of the dress. This was the top, and then I'm going to show you the front. I made a few boo-boos in like trying to measure it correctly, but essentially what I did was I measured the crop top, the orange crop top, which is here. This is the crop top, and this is what it looks like on. I measured that, and then it was 11 inches across, and then I just kind of like marked where 11 inches was on this, drew a line with my washable marker, and then I pinned it. So this is the back. This is what looks decent. You can see the back here with the pins going down, and then this is the front where I marked on it several times, but I finally got it right. So this side I got it right the first time, so it's marked, and then this side I like had to mark like twice, but it's even. So I'm gonna sew this, and it will become my crop top, and then I'm going to sew down here, and we'll be good to go. So this is done, and then of course I have the marked and pinned skirt. So once I'm done sewing these, then we will have a skirt, we'll have a top, I'll put elastic in the waistband, and we will be good to go. So thank you so much for watching, keep watching, and I'm going to attempt to show you guys me sewing it. Hey y'all, it's me, I am back. This is day 3. You are seeing me in my 3rd outfit because I didn't get around to finishing my sewing for this hot pink outfit. So I'm gonna do it today, and we're gonna wrap this up, and then you're gonna see what it looks like on. Thank you so much for your patience in my outfit changes and whatnot, because this is probably like all of 10 minutes for this video, but it feels like forever for me because this is the 3rd day that I'm attempting to finish this up. Thank you so much for watching. Continue watching so you can see how I sew this together. So here I am going ahead and sewing that crop top. I'm just using the pins as a guide, and I'm going to go all the way down sewing it. Make sure you do your reverse stitch to lock that stitch in, and then come all the way down. First side is done, and I'll show you what that zigzag stitch looks like. Make sure you are using the zigzag stitch to sew, that way it stretches. If you want to make sure you have material that's stretchy, or you have material that's stretchy and you want to make sure it still maintains that stretch, make sure to use the zigzag stitch. I can't talk, but I'm not editing this out. So this is what it looks like inside out, yes. And we'll cut the extra material later. Next is the skirt. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna sew down the sides following the pins, and that will seal in our skirt. I am a beginner in this thing called sewing, so I'm still learning how to do straight lines, but I have been told that it's good to follow the lines, the markers on the sewing machine, so I would recommend doing that. In this case, since my skirt is over it, I'm just kind of like following my pins, but they also say do not watch the needle. If you watch the needle, I think it makes it harder for you to sew straight. So both sides have been sewn. I absolutely love it already. Those excess sides will be cut out, but if you flip it out, you'll see that it is in the exact same shape as the O-poly skirt that I used. Next, we're going to take the elastic band and just measure it around our waist. You want to stretch it so that it hugs you, and then from there you're going to cut it out. We're going to use this to measure how much material needs to be folded down to hold the elastic band within, and I just used a highlighter to mark that area. You want to leave enough space for the elastic band to go through when you put it in, but you also want to not leave too much space so the elastic doesn't bend. And before I sew it down, I'm just going to make sure to cut off the excess material on each side. So I'll do the same for the other side as well. we're gonna go ahead and sew that folding where the elastic band will go, and I'm going to sew all the way around. I've seen a tutorial where it shows you how to leave an opening, but what's been easiest for me is just sewing all the way around. And then once I've sewn all the way around, taking a pair of scissors and on the inside of the skirt, pulling it, separating the two sides and kind of like nipping a hole in there where the elastic band will go. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm pinching that part on the inside. I'm gonna cut it, and you can see my fingers going through that hole. That's where the elastic band will go. So you need to grab a safety pin, attach it to the elastic band, and you're going to pull that through the opening of the waist. Once we finally get that pin on the other side, we're going to take it off of the elastic band, and then we're going to make sure to sew the two parts of the elastic ends together. Now that I've done that, I'm going to cut the extra elastic off and then just stretch the waistband around the elastic. And I wanted to use a sewing machine to sew it together, but I couldn't, so I'm just going to hand sew that opening so the elastic band is hidden. But once again, inside out, you see this skirt is made. And last but not least, we just need to make sure to cut the excess off of the crop top. This is the finished look. I ran out of hot pink thread if you're wondering why there's some light pink. But this is what it looks like on. I paired it with a jacket and a cute round purse just to kind of style it up for you guys. But this is what it looks like by itself. I absolutely love the square neckline. Opali is notorious for this neckline, and I'm so happy I was able to create it with this dress from the Thrift. If you like this, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and comment. Thank you.